Thanks for tuning in to this week's news recap. Binance US files court motion accusing SEC of unethical conduct. Crypto exchange Binance US has accused the US Securities and Exchange Commission of making misleading remarks regarding the crypto platform. Earlier this week, Binance US entered a temporary agreement with the SEC to keep all customer assets onshore, a move that the SEC claimed was necessary to safeguard investor assets. On Wednesday, Binance US, its parent company Binance, and CEO Changpeng Zhao called for the court to restrain the SEC from making deceptive external comments. According to Binance US, the SEC's press release, which termed the consent order as, quote, emergency relief, conflicted with the evidence presented in court. The SEC's press release stated that the consent order was, quote, essential to protecting investor assets because, and here they refer to the US trading platform, quote, Changpeng Zhao and Binance have control of BAM's platform's customer assets and have been able to commingle customer assets or divert customer assets as they please. However, the SEC's lawyers had previously admitted that there was no evidence of Binance US customer assets being improperly commingled or diverted. On Twitter, James Murphy, aka Meta Lawman, a crypto lawyer with expertise in securities law, said, quote, it's noteworthy that these allegations of misconduct are signed by Bill McLucas and George Canellos, both of whom served as head of the SEC's Division of Enforcement. Accusations of unethical conduct coming from these lawyers will definitely reverberate in the halls at the SEC. Although the lawsuit initially sparked some outflows at Binance, recent Unchained data shows a significant turnaround in favor of Binance, with $1.8 billion in inflow reported over the last week. Alongside regulatory hurdles, the exchange experienced an abnormal surge in Bitcoin price, jumping to over $138,000 for a few seconds. While Binance US has yet to address this price spike, speculation points to poor liquidity for BTC against USDT on the platform. In related news, Binance, not the US entity, began the process of running nodes on the Bitcoin Lightning Network in an effort to incorporate the technology for its deposit and withdrawal services. Kwon is convicted in Montenegro. Kwon, the former head of Terraform Labs, received a 4-month sentence from a Montenegrin court. Kwon, along with Terraform's ex-CFO, Han Chang-jun, was found guilty of document forgery. Both were apprehended in late March in Montenegro, attempting to travel to Dubai on fraudulent passports. The sentences account for their 85-day detention period. Terraform Labs was behind the Terra USD stablecoin and its sister coin Luna, which collapsed in May 2022, wiping out $40 billion in market capitalization, a troubling event that has drawn attention from authorities in the US and South Korea. Kwon is currently detained in an overcrowded prison in Montenegro alongside numerous organized crime figures. Kwon is isolated from other inmates at Sput's prison and is permitted outside twice daily for fresh air. The prison conditions are difficult, as described by Kwon's local lawyer, Goran Rodic, who asserts that Kwon and his associate Han are coping as best as they can under the circumstances. According to human rights NGO Civic Alliance, the prison is rife with gang violence and authorities have increased surveillance measures to keep peace. Earlier this week, Kwon had claimed in court that he was unaware of his Costa Rican passport's fraudulent nature. He said, quote, I traveled all over the world with a Costa Rican passport. If I had suspected it was a fake passport, I would not have traveled to many countries. He obtained this passport through an agency in Singapore, the name of which he says he does not recall. FTX grapples with staggering legal fees. The financial quagmire deepens for bankrupt crypto exchange FTX, with legal and advisory fees reaching an astonishing $121.8 million in just 3 months, according to data compiled by The Block. With Sullivan and Cromwell's fees accounting for 30.9% of the total at $37.6 million, the case is one of the most expensive relative to the value of claims. Ram Alawalia, CEO at Lumina Wealth, critiqued the high costs, claiming some procedures are, quote, not worth turning over when you bill at more than $1,000 per hour. The professional fees are already more than $200 million, as stated by Catherine Stadler, a court-appointed bankruptcy attorney. She described the proceedings as extraordinarily expensive, quote, equivalent to 4 solid person years of work, citing costs amounting to 2% of estate assets and 10% of reported cash. Stadler noted the challenge of operating within, quote, an unregulated financial system and suggested a reduction of Sullivan and Cromwell's $42 million bill by $650,000 for overstaffing and excessive meetings. 3AC Ventures launches in a move met with skepticism. Three Arrows Capital co-founders Sue Zhu and Kyle Davies, in partnership with OPNX, have announced 3AC Ventures, aiming for, quote, superior risk-adjusted returns without leverage. The pair are known in the crypto community for entering liquidation in 2022 after their over-leveraged trading strategies caused their firm to face unpayable margin calls, which cascaded across the industry, prompting other bankruptcies. The announcement did not go unnoticed by the crypto community, which expressed uncertainty regarding the partnership between OPNX and 3AC Ventures. Both organizations bear a tarnished history, raising eyebrows within the industry. OPNX, in exchange for tokenized crypto bankruptcy claims, launched in April 2023. In addition to 3AC, it has ties with CoinFlex, both companies having a troubled past. Despite community reservations, the two companies aim to facilitate projects within the OPNX ecosystem and advance toward a decentralized future. Meanwhile, OPNX continues to advocate its claims product as a solution for those affected by previous crypto crises. Polygon considers an upgrade. Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution, Polygon, is contemplating a significant upgrade to its main proof-of-stake blockchain. Mihailo Bielik, the network's co-founder, posted a proposal for transitioning the chain's architecture to a zero-knowledge-based Ethereum virtual machine, Validium, a decentralized Layer 2 secured by zero-knowledge proofs. If passed, the $2 billion worth of assets, thousands of apps, and millions of users on Polygon proof-of-stake would transition to this technology. The upgrade aims to bolster network security and decentralization, obliterate chain reorgs, and augment scalability by deploying zero-knowledge or ZK technology to the main POS chain. Unlike the previously launched ZK EVM solution, the main chain upgrade wouldn't be a roll-up, but a Validium solution, storing transaction data off-chain, reducing on-chain footprints, decreasing transaction fees, and elevating scalability. Brendan Farmer, co-founder of Polygon Zero, claimed this groundbreaking transition would lead to Polygon POS integrating with the Polygon 2.0 ecosystem, benefiting from unlimited scalability and unified liquidity powered by ZK technology. If accepted by protocol governance, the upgrade could be activated on the mainnet by early 2024. If you're unfamiliar with zero-knowledge technology, I highly suggest you listen to the March Unchained episode with Dan Bonet and Ali Yahya. In related news, Polygon launched Polygon Copilot, an AI interface powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT, to support developers in creating decentralized apps on the Polygon blockchain. Ethereum proposal raises concerns of centralization. A proposed shift in Ethereum's maximum validator balance from 32 ETH to 2,048 ETH sparked a lively debate. The proposal, aimed at resolving the issue of larger operations having to spin up multiple nodes, could increase network efficiency and reduce wait times in the validator activation queue. However, the proposal drew mixed reactions. Advocates believe it will help large-scale staking operators like Lido streamline their operations and achieve what's known as, quote, single-slot finality faster. Ethereum Foundation researcher Michael Luder, who introduced the proposal, emphasized that it could alleviate the stress on Ethereum due to the burgeoning number of validators. Investor Eric Connor backed this sentiment, indicating it could simplify key management for those handling multiple validators. Those opposed, however, cited risks of centralization and the potential for heightened penalties for unintentional double attestations or slashing. Crypto analyst Adriano Feria on Twitter refuted claims that this move would lead to centralization, stating it would merely make staking large amounts less cumbersome. Meanwhile, Adam Cochran of Cinemaid Ventures voiced concern that this might disproportionately benefit, quote, wealthy staking services, while increasing slashing risks for users. BitGo abandons acquisition plans for Prime Trust. Crypto custody firm BitGo called off its planned acquisition of competitor Prime Trust, which is reportedly grappling with client and deposit losses amid growing business concerns. Following the announcement, crypto exchanges Stably and CoinMetro notified their users that Prime Trust had ceased all deposits and withdrawals as per the directive of the Nevada Financial Institution Division. According to BitGo, the decision to terminate the acquisition came after extensive efforts to work out a way forward with Prime Trust. CertiK detects critical bug in Sui network pre-launch. The Sui Foundation awarded blockchain security firm CertiK $500,000 for discovering a potential critical threat to the Sui network. The risk, dubbed the hamster wheel attack, could have resulted in the entire network falling into a never-ending loop, effectively bringing it to a halt without processing any new transactions. Quote, differing from traditional attacks that shut down chains by crashing nodes, the hamster wheel attack traps all nodes in a state of ceaseless operation, Certic stated. The issue was identified and addressed before Sui's mainnet launch, marking a significant win for both Sui and Certic. Darius Gore, head of communications at the Sui Foundation, stated, quote, we are extremely pleased that the program resulted in finding and fixing this bug well before Sui went live. Crypto sleuth Zach XBT raises over $1 million. Renowned blockchain investigator Zach XBT was sued by tech entrepreneur Jeffrey Huang, aka Machi Big Brother, for an article published in June 2022. As the story goes, Zach XBT accused Huang of embezzling substantial amounts from Formosa Financial, a now defunct crypto treasury platform co-founded by Huang. Zach XBT wrote, the lawsuit is baseless and an attempt to chill free speech. I intend to fight back and defend free speech. This case has sparked widespread attention, leading the crypto community to donate over $1 million to support Zach XBT's legal defense. Notable backers include major crypto businesses and personalities such as Binance, Certic, and Justin Sun. The mounting legal expenses are estimated to exceed $1 million, and Zach XBT's attorney, Stephen Pally, warned of the potential risks faced by his client due to the lawsuit's exposure, such as threats of blackmail. Time for fun bits. Unchained's Ginny Hogan gives us her take on the Binance versus SEC legal tussle.
Last week, the SEC filed 13 charges against Binance.us, which is, in my experience, typically 13 more than you want. It didn't have a huge effect on the price of Bitcoin, though. Crypto is like Trump. The more legal action you take against it, the more popular it gets. The judge overseeing the case did seem to see both sides. She called the SEC's strategy of using enforcement action to regulate crypto inefficient and cumbersome. Personally, I like my regulatory oversight sleek and simple, like an Apple Watch. However, she also expressed skepticism at Binance's argument that it was caught off guard since the SEC has been investigating Binance since 2020. I don't know though, sometimes things just slip past you. I have a warning on my car that I've been meaning to get to for the last 6 years. But the good news for Binance is that the two sides reached a deal to keep Binance.us open. In this agreement, funds belonging to Binance.us customers would go into a special digital repository that's only accessible by US customers. That's so cool. Honestly, ever since McDonald's went global, we've had so few uniquely American things. I guess there was the insurrection, but that was years ago.
Thanks so much for joining us today. To learn more about James and the recent ETF filings, check out the show notes for this episode. Unchained is produced by me, Laura Shin, with help from Kevin Fuchs, Matt Pilchard, Zach Seward, Juan Aranovich, Sam Sriram, Ginny Hogan, Jeff Benson, Leandro Camino, Pam Majumdar, Shashank, and Margaret Correa. Thanks for listening.